Welcome. I'm Carlos Garcia, and is it 6:30 right now in the morning? It is. Did I just get off work? It is. Do I usually drink after I come home from work? No. But I gotta stay up for a couple hours because I'm making a trade with this and another bottle, which will be probably the next video that I record. It won't be after this, but the next one you guys will see will have to do with that bottle. But today, my goal is to see which Booker's was the best release of 2024. I just picked up this Booker's 2 days ago. I opened it up. I'm sure, I don't know if you could see that. We drank some of it on Friday night. Went to Cigar Lounge and opened it up for people to try. So did try some of it on Friday. And all the rest are around that same level of emptiness, fullness, whatever. So let's go see. So A is 2401, B is 2402, C is 2403, and D is 2404. Kind of make it easy. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to label them on the bottom too, but. Okay, nutty. Dusty, like kind of like a musky. Ah! I got my pen and a little notebook over here today. Like, I don't want to say cherry. I don't want to say peanut butter, but let me see. Let me actually try to say something. A dusty peanut. But sweet. There's a good sweetness in here. But that dusty peanut is like the predominant nose on 01. This one's like stronger with the aromas. This one's a little bit more bright, like cherry. Darker, but like funkier. This is still brighter. I do get some like dark cherries. Yeah, it's like still that peanutty note. I get like a strawberry Laffy Taffy. But it's light. It's not like it's on your face. But it's pretty cool note. I like that nose the best so far. It's got like kind of like two different things, like the dark fruits and the strawberry Laffy Taffy note. It's like wet peanuts. Oh, there's something in here. She got a little cherry. So I'm sure this happens to other people, not just me. But sometimes you try to get notes and you're like, oh, what is that note? You go back for it and it just like disappears. You're like, damn, I didn't figure out what that was. And then like something else like overtakes it basically. We got a little, like almost like sawdust on us now. Coming off of this one. Yeah, this one's a little sweet. They're all similar. I know I've said a couple different things, but the strong thing is, like the peanutty, dusty, like those two almost smell exactly the same. Okay, let's start drinking. That's actually pretty good. This is cherry, but it's like cherry candy. Some peanuts. The finish is like chocolate, like milk chocolate, not like dark chocolate, with some like wet peanuts kind of. It's not off-putting because I know that kind of sounds like wet peanuts, but like in a good way. I'm not saying that because I know people eat boiled peanuts, right? That's a thing like down south, I believe, somewhere. Not up here. Cherries, again. A little bit of like strawberry. So that was Then on the finish, it's like that chocolate and peanut note. Kind of like a candy bar almost. That's about. There is one note on here. It's like that. I guess I'm going to now contradict exactly what I said 10 seconds ago, where that wet peanut note, it might not be wet peanut. It might be like more of like a hay note, like wet hay. That's kind of off-putting a little bit. And it's kind of like, that's kind of like the lingering thing on the back palate. That's like stays in my mouth. And what my plan is today, unlike the last video, is to kind of go through them kind of quick, say some notes, and then I guess I'll probably edit that out so I don't make long videos. Kind of go back and forth and just kind of write more notes, and if I get anything different, let you guys know. But that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. So I poured a decent amount. I was like, yeah. Okay, so now we're on 2. And that is that. So it's funny because I got the strawberry Laffy Taffy on 3, and I almost thought I got on this because I get that like that strawberry artificial like candy note. There was more, but I just kind of like got that, and I was like, oh, was that 3 or 2? And I got screwed up my whole head here. Okay, cherry, oak. That doesn't have like that wet hay note on the back end. It's like darker. It doesn't. What did I put for the same as one? Bright cherry. I can't even read what I wrote. Something sweet. I don't know. But so far, I like B over 1. This doesn't give me that that off-putting note. And it's kind of like all the notes are pretty good. It's not super complex, but it's a good pour for 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, if cherry and oak, I get that strawberry Laffy Taffy. There is like an astringent note that isn't, it's not my favorite, anyways. That's kind of like bitter, like a bitter oak kind of. So damn it, I was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, and then you find something wrong with it, but we'll see. I still think I like it better than 01. So 02 is ahead of 01. And I'll score them once I go through them all again. Yeah, this one's darker. Like some baking spices. I say it's darker. And then it's like more bright cherries on the front end. And then on the back end is that dark note, some honey. So some bright cherry, darker notes, and then some honey on the link. Again, though, there's an off-putting note on the finish, and it's not the same as either 1 or 2, or A or B, however you're tracking it. But it's like that bitter oak, but like a wet bitter oak. That might be the most off-putting note out of the 3, which is terrible because I actually liked the palate a lot on this one. Some red apples. All right, so like the front palate, like the palate is, I like. And then it's just like, as it's lingering on the back of my tongue, it just turns like this bitter wet oak. The finishes was letting these down for me. Let's see glass D, which is the 04, which I only picked up a couple days ago. If you guys didn't know, a little behind the scenes truth here. I'm recording this on December 22nd, and my goal was to make a couple videos, learn how to edit these videos, and then post them in the beginning of January. But I keep picking up bottles, and I'm like, now I gotta do a video on this. My goal is to do a blind tournament to figure out my best bourbons of the year. But then when you pick up a Booker's 2404, you got to give, to me, you got to give it a fair shake against the rest of the lineup to see if it's worthy of that. As of right now, none of these are going to make it. And I don't remember 04 being that good on Friday, so. But the same thing happened with like the video before, like the Larson and the Elijah Craig, the barrel proofs, the C's. I just got those last week. You know what I mean? Oh, this is okay. So this is a weird one. So I got red Jolly Rancher and then peanut butter, which I don't know who eats red Jolly Ranchers with peanut butter. So that's a weird like combo, but it's two things I like. I don't know if I would ever put them together. Interesting. So I definitely get the red Jolly Rancher. I get some peanut butter. It's very sweet. This one is like the sweetest one to me out of them all. A little bit of oak. They all are going to have a little bit of oak. Different degreeing levels, but the sweetness, it's very sweet. And as of right now, no off-putting notes. Let's try it one more time. Pretty sure that was my second sip, so that one's just like a lot of sweet. I was like, in my head, I was trying to think, it was like, is this marshmallow? Is this cotton candy? It's just a lot of like artificial sweetness. Like, it's sweet. I'm curious how, when I go back and forth with these, if that continues to be sweet. But the biggest thing with 2404 is, to me, there's no like bad things about it. The finish seems to be the shortest, which, the finishes weren't that good for me. So I probably wanted them to be shorter. But it's not that complex. It's just like a sweet bourbon. So I don't know what I'm going to do at this point, but I'm just going to keep going through, write some different stuff down. I'll kind of mark it so I know it's after this point, but all right, I'm back. So I went back this way, and then I drank some water, left, came back, and went like, I think like this one. Like I was just going back and forth. Whew. These are some high proof stuff, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning at this point. So the only new things I put, let's see. Let's go a little more order. Let's see, that's the taste. All right, so when I went back to A, going back this way, not balanced, and it was sharp. It was, I remember now that we were talking about it, it just became like, after going backwards, right? So after I cut off, I went this way. And I got to here, and it was just like jagged swords in my mouth, like trying to fight over flavors. I don't exactly how to explain it, but yeah, it wasn't. It was already the worst and became worser. So good at words. And then I did get a strawberry chapstick note as well. Let's see. Then this one, let's see. All I wrote was it got brighter, but then it still became very, what was it? Let's see. That's the, I can't read my handwriting. Bitter oak. I'm pretty sure this says bitter oak. And I wrote again. So the bitter oakness came back out. So then we go to 03, which is C. The only thing I wrote was, when I was with the nose, the Home Depot like wood aisle. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I got that on the nose. And then on the finish, strawberry and bitter. Again, going this way, I got bitter oak, wet oak, and I got a little strawberry at some point. I don't know if that was going this way or A, B in it, but that actually, so I was giving this a 3 at some point, and I crossed it out and gave it a 2.75. So that bitterness probably came when I was A-Bing them against each other, because it got lowered in my scoring, right? So I do a score 1 through 5. And this one, I wrote strawberry. The only difference with this one, which was my favorite going this way, and still continue to be my favorite because these weren't that good to me, right? So for scores. 2, 2.5, 2.75, 3.5. So a clear favorite for me is the 2024-04, which is the Jimmy's batch. There you go. I'm sure I'll figure out how to put these bottles somewhere pretty. But that was my favorite. Now, $100 bottles, they come out quarterly, right? If these were, I don't know, $75, I think it'd be a little bit better, like, to me, like an allocated type release. Like these, the O2, which it's not my worst one, but the O2, I have a store near me that has cases of it just sitting there. And I don't know what happened with all that, but if anyone wants one of those, comment. Oh, that's why I'm going to screw this crap up every single time. If you want a chance to get a 2-ounce pour, 2-ounce sample of all 4 of these, comment. Well, first you gotta be subscribed, you gotta like and comment and hashtag Bookers, and we'll do a giveaway. So I'm trying to do one of the reasons I want to do this channel is to, send out samples. Now, you might be excited about, possibly getting all 4 bottles, samples of bottles from 2024 from Bookers. You might not be. Comment anyways, but if you want to go into the giveaway, just do the hashtag Bookers, and 3 days from now, I'll cut it off, and then in a video, I'll do like the wheel to figure out the winner. The best Bookers this year, because none of these Bookers are going to go into the best of the year. None of these were that good to be like, oh, this is the best bourbon of the year. The best Bookers is this one, the Reserves. This is a great bottle, and this is what Bookers needs to do. Bookers needs to just focus all their energy into either 2 releases or 1 banger release, but a lot of bottles. Like I'm not saying like, hey, Bookers, put out a bottle that no one can get. That's not what I'm saying. But like if you have enough barrels to put out a quarterly release of, I would say, subpar whiskey for $100, age it longer, do whatever you gotta do to make it this good. I will pay I believe this is a $200 bottle, but I'd rather pay $200 one time for a great bottle than $400 for 4 not so good bottles. Not saying the 4 was not so good, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? So that's that. Oh, you know what I was gonna do? Hold on, I'm gonna blend all these, and now of course the not so good ones are the ones that have the most. And this is not something I'm gonna be doing every single time. I'm not gonna be mixing all these things up together, but it's something I was gonna do. Is like, oh, let me just mix all the Booker's things, right? I did a giveaway because I didn't remember the last video and I had to like record it afterwards, but you know what? The nose, not so bad. Yeah, I get that cherry note. I get that strawberry chapstick. Now the strawberry chapstick note is like a waxy note to me. So I'm not sure a lot of people would like that note, but that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a strawberry chapstick. You know what I mean? A little peanutty. Maybe it's melding a little bit better, but the nose is, I got a little peanut butter. Exciting. I like peanut butter. The nose isn't bad. The nose isn't bad at all. This is what you gotta do. Is this a secret to all the Bookers? You have to combine them all together. Imagine. Ooh, no. And again, there was a lot more of the ones I didn't like. I got like a herbal note, which no point did I go through here and I'm like, oh, that's like green herbally note. astringent on this side of the tongue, on the back end. Yeah, I'm gonna continue drinking this. Sorry. But I'll see you guys next time. Eventually, we're gonna get into the best whiskeys of the year tournament blind. We'll see once we get there, but I just keep buying bottles. If I did a hauls video, I see some YouTubers doing haul videos like, oh, this is the 7 bottles I bought this month. Other words, I'll buy 7 bottles in a day. So if you guys want to see haul videos, let me know. Put in the comments. I know if some people that are watching this know some of my crazy hauls that I've had. But I feel like I could do a haul video every single day. I spend way too much money on whiskey. I'm gonna find out if my wife watches this because she'll probably be like, "What the?" So, till next time. See you guys.